This art channel right here crossed over 500,000 subscribers in just 90 days, pulled over 80 million views, and made well over $75,000. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact step-by-step blueprint to replicate it using free AI tools. And what's even more interesting, this creator is quietly making an extra $32,000 per month from a secret monetization method, which I'll break down later in this video. Alright, before we get into the process, let me show you what this niche actually is. The idea is pretty simple. They take old historical paintings and break down the hidden stories, the dark secrets, and the symbolism that most people have no idea even exists. And here's the crazy part. Nobody on YouTube is seriously doing this. This is basically an untouched niche. They started just a year ago, but look at this. Every single one of their most popular videos crossed 1 million views. This one, 2 million. This one, 1.9 million. This one again, 1.9 million. And what's even more interesting, in the last 7 days alone, they pulled nearly 1 million views, bringing their total to over 80 million views. Now, let me break down exactly why this niche is a gold mine. So, the first big advantage is the RPM. This niche can go up to $20 RPM because the audience is typically older, educated, and based in the US, which means higher spending. So just from ads alone, this channel is likely making over $8,000 a month. And that is not even the full picture, because on top of that, they are running a monetization strategy that I will break down in a second. And that strategy alone is bringing in an extra $32,000 a month. Now, the second advantage is that the content is evergreen. If we go back to their most popular uploads, you will notice something powerful. Videos posted months or even a year ago are still pulling in hundreds of views every single hour. For example, this video about understanding the fallen angel, which was uploaded in 2025, is still getting thousands of views every month. And of course, it will be just as relevant in 2035. There are no trend cycles here. Every video you publish keeps earning forever, and the same pattern repeats across the rest of their videos. And what's even more impressive, if we check their recent uploads, this video was uploaded just 4 days ago and got 141,000 views. This one, uploaded 11 days ago, pulled over 266,000 views. The third advantage is the competition gap. These topics look boring on the surface, and almost nobody is making these videos. This means there's high demand with low supply, and that's exactly why YouTube keeps pushing them like crazy. And fourth, the workflow is extremely simple, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's completely faceless. Videos are usually 8 to 11 minutes long, and the format is simple: painting on screen, slow zooms, and an AI voiceover. That's it. And every video on this channel with millions of views follows the exact same format. Now, at first I thought, okay, I'll just go to ChatGPT, ask for a script about a painting, and that's it. And I know that's what you thought too. And yeah, the painting and the script were and that's when I realized this channel does not pick any random painting. There is a secret formula behind this, and I'll expose it to you right now. First, all the paintings carry real psychological weight. They feel forbidden, dangerous, or deeply misunderstood. Sometimes the painting was even censored or banned at some point in history. But here's the thing, even with the perfect painting, if the script is trash, the video will end up getting 10 views. And this leads us to the second thing. They use an addictive story arc in their script that keeps people watching till the very end. And I'm going to show you exactly how to nail both of those things later in this video. But first, and this part is very important, and to save you time, I've built this PDF, which, by the way, you can find inside my completely free community that I will link below. Just go to the classroom absolutely free. Go to YouTube breakdowns and just click on AI art niche and just click on access the step-by-step, and you will see this PDF document open up on your computer. Now start with the channel name. Just copy this prompt, paste it into ChatGPT, and it'll generate a full list of name options specifically for this niche. Go through them and pick the one that feels right. I think this Mind Canvas sounds good. Now for the logo, take that channel name prompt from the PDF and paste it into ChatGPT. Then paste your channel name here, and you'll get a list of image prompts ready to go. I'll just pick this one and head over to Pipit AI, which is completely free. I'll leave the link somewhere in the description. Paste the prompt in, choose 1:1 for the ratio, and hit generate. As you can see, we've got really good logo images. I think this one would work perfectly, so I'll just download it. And now we move on to the most important part of the whole thing, which is finding viral paintings with hidden symbolism. And this is where most people would fail. If you choose a boring painting, nobody will watch. And as I said before, the painting should include all these criteria I mentioned earlier. Now, there are a few free methods to find these paintings. The first method is manual browsing, and the second is using AI. Let's start with the manual. I've listed some free sources like Wikimedia Commons, Museum Archives, and Google Arts and Culture, all of which contain libraries of thousands of paintings. For example, let's go to Wikimedia Commons right now and search for something like symbolism in art, and look at what comes up. Painting after painting, loaded with hidden meaning, dark imagery, and visual details. And if you you have been paying attention, you will notice this painting is already covered in this video, and it has already pulled in 337,000 views in the last month. And that right there is raw material for dozens of videos. But the second method is faster, smarter, and honestly more powerful. And this is where AI does the heavy lifting for you. I built this specific prompt for this, and all you gotta do is copy it and paste it into ChatGPT. Then just choose your time period. You can go with the Renaissance, Baroque, and Dutch Golden Age. For this demo, I'll go with the Renaissance period. And as you can see, ChatGPT will hand you a bunch of paintings with hidden symbolism, dramatic backstories, and real emotional weight. But here's the thing, don't just pick the first one that sounds interesting. You gotta read through each one carefully and paste the painting name in Wikimedia and see which one would grab the attention the most. That is the only filter that matters here. Because remember, your entire video is built around a single image. If the painting is visually weak, the video is dead before it even starts. And when you are doing this, look at what this channel consistently goes back to. As you can see, it goes with the creepiest, darkest, most visually unsettling paintings ever made. So that is the pattern. Go through the list one by one until you find the best one. For this video, I'll go with this one, the Arnolfini Portrait by Jan van Eyck. I think it has a lot of hidden symbolism, and as you can see, there is endless debate about its true meaning, which makes it perfect for our video. So now, I'll just click on it and download it to my computer. Now, the images you download from Wikimedia are usually low quality, and in this niche specifically, image quality is everything because your entire video is built on it. So we need to fix this before we do anything else. Go back to Pipit, head into Image Studio, and select the image upscaler. Upload the image you just downloaded and let it process. As you can see, the painting now has the sharpness, details, and depth we need. So I'll just download it. Now that the images are ready, we move to what actually gets the click. Now here's something I noticed when I was digging into this channel. If you look at their titles, they never mention the painting name. Instead, they use pure emotional titles. Look at this one. No one can explain this painting. That's what I call the mystery formula. It makes you feel like there's a secret that no one could figure out, and somehow you're going to know it after watching this video. And then look at this one. This painting is actually terrifying. That's the shock formula. Short, direct, and it creates this instant need to know why. Why is a painting terrifying? You have to click. Now, this is where it gets easy for you guys. I already included this title formula as part of the instructions. All we have to do is fill in two things, the name of the painting and the artist. That's it. Now, I'll copy the prompt and paste it into ChatGPT and fill in the painting and the artist. As you can see, it instantly gives us viral titles using the same formula. Now we get to the part that literally makes or breaks the whole video. But before that, if you want more tutorials like this, don't forget to like the video and tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next. The most liked comment will be featured in the next video. So, after watching dozens of videos on this channel, and I mean actually studying them, breaking them down segment by segment, I figured out the exact formula they use to keep people watching all the way to the end. And I'm going to give it to you in a second. But first, there's one step you need to do before you even touch the script, which is a full analytical breakdown of the painting. And of course, we're not going to analyze it ourselves. For this, we're going to switch from ChatGPT to Claude AI, because Claude is genuinely better at this kind of deep analytical work. Now, just go back to the Google Doc, copy this prompt, and paste it into Claude. Then, upload the painting image we downloaded earlier. In this prompt, I asked Claude to analyze the whole thing, the composition of the painting, the historical context of the artist's life at the time he created it, and identify any hidden details or symbolism. Now that we have all the research done, it's time to write the script. And for this, I've already built a second prompt that does all the heavy lifting for you. What it does is take everything we just analyzed and turns it into a full, compelling script, structured around the exact same formula I reverse engineered from our competitor. And look at what comes out. It generates the full script following the exact structure. First, we have the hook. This is where you grab attention and make people curious. Then comes the big mystery. This is where you introduce the main question that pushes them to keep watching for the answer. Next is the backstory. Here you give important context, like who created it and what was happening at the time. After that, we have the deep dive. This is the breakdown. You analyze the symbols, the details, and the hidden clues, and explain what they might really mean. Then the bigger picture. This is where you make the viewer feel like this is not just a painting, but something deeper and bigger. Then comes the payoff. This is the aha moment the viewer has been waiting for. It is the moment when you reveal the answer to the question. And finally, the wrap-up, a short ending where you ask for their opinion in the comments. And just like that, your script is done. But before we move on to the next step, go back to the channel for a second. For most of the time, they just zoom in and out on the painting, but sometimes they switch to a new image. That's simply to keep retention high and stop viewers from getting bored. So when you're working with your script, look at each section and ask yourself, what should the viewer be seeing right now? For example, here the script starts talking about the artist, so that's your cue. Go to Wikimedia again and search for the name of the artist. Then, grab their image and their other work. So just repeat this process for the rest of the script. For the voiceover, I recommend using 11 Labs. And yeah, it's the voice you are hearing right now. You can get around 10 minutes of free voice generation using my link in the description. Once you're in, head over to the Voices tab and pick one from the library. You can use a high-quality voice like Finn or Marcus to get started. Both are solid, but if you want your content to stand out, I'd strongly suggest creating your own custom voice. It makes your videos instantly recognizable. I'll include the voice design prompt in the doc so you can build one that fits your style. Once you've chosen or created your voice, just paste in your script and generate the audio. Take a minute to listen through it, fix any weird pacing or pronunciation, and when it sounds clean, go ahead and download the final clips. Now, in a second, I'm going to break down the exact monetization strategy, but first, let me show you some editing tricks. For this demo, I'll be using CapCut, and feel free to use any editing tool you're comfortable with. Start by importing all your assets, your painting images, and your voiceover, and drop the voiceover onto the timeline first, before anything else. The first thing you want to do is clean it up. If you look at the waveform, you'll notice some long, dead pauses scattered throughout. Now in this niche, pauses are actually important. They build tension and mystery, but if they run too long, people click off. So grab the trim tool, cut out those excessive silent gaps, and delete them. Once your audio is clean, start dropping your visuals onto the timeline one by one, in order, and sync each image to the voiceover as you go. Now here's something important. For the first 20 seconds, the voiceover is talking entirely about specific details inside the painting, so you don't need to cut to anything else. You just need to guide the viewer's eye to exactly what's being mentioned, and the way you do that is with keyframes.
There is a dead woman in this painting, and the man standing next to her commissioned it after she was already gone.
For example, here the script opens by mentioning the woman, then the man, so we want to direct the viewer's attention to each one as they're referenced. Click on the image, go to the scale option, and add your first keyframe at the starting point. I'll keep it somewhere near her face. Then move the playhead slightly forward and add a second keyframe. This time, reposition the image so the woman's face is clearly centered on screen. At first, the movement might look a little stiff, so we're going to fix that by selecting both keyframes, right-click, choose Show All Presets, and apply the Smooth Easing preset. As you can see, it looks cleaner and more cinematic now.
And the man standing next to her commissioned it after she was already gone.
Now the script moves to the man, so I'll add another keyframe a little further along. Shift the focus over to him and apply the easing preset again.
Look at her. She's smiling. She's holding his hand.
Here, the script mentions the woman is smiling, so I'll do the same. Move forward slightly, reframe on the woman, and apply the preset. Just keep repeating this process every single time something specific is mentioned in the voiceover. This makes a massive difference to your engagement and watch time. So I just applied all the zooms where they're needed throughout the video.
But what if everything you see in this image, the pose, the candles, the room, even that bump under her dress was
Alright, now at this point in the voiceover, it mentions the pose, the candles, the room, and the bump. And this is a perfect opportunity to visually reinforce each one as it's said. Go to the Stickers tab and search for something like highlighter. Then drag it onto the timeline and place it exactly when each word is mentioned, pointing directly at the part of the painting being referenced. Repeat this for each detail so the viewer always knows exactly what to look at.
Everything you see in this image, the pose, the candles, the room, even that bump under her dress was carefully staged by a grieving husband to rewrite history.
As you can see, it already feels more dynamic and much easier to follow. Now, instead of keeping a static image on screen the whole time, you can add text to break things up.
This is the Arnolfini portrait.
For example, here the script mentions the Arnolfini portrait, so I'll type it out here. Then I'll choose a clean preset that fits the aesthetic, add a simple animation, and center it over the image. And honestly, it looks beautiful. I'll do the same for the year it was painted, and also for the artist's name.
This is the Arnolfini portrait.
At this moment, we can also add a short entrance animation. Go to the Animation tab, look for something that fits. I'm going with this sticky note animation here.
This is the Arnolfini portrait.
And to give the images a more cinematic quality overall, add the glow effect from the Effects tab. Just make sure you adjust the settings. As you can see, it immediately elevates how the whole thing looks. Now there's one thing left, and this one can make or break your entire video: music. For this niche, you need something dark and slightly suspenseful. I used to manually search for tracks on Epidemic Sound, but the problem is that it takes forever, and even then, the music never quite matches the exact tone and style of the video. So I thought, why not find a free AI tool that generates custom music for every video instead? After some digging, I found this free text-to-music tool called FreeBeat AI, which gives you 5 free music tracks every day. You simply type in a prompt describing the kind of music you want, choose the duration, and it creates an original track from scratch. No copyright issues, no licensing headaches, nothing. And if you are wondering where to get the prompt, I already did that part for you. I designed a prompt that reads your whole script and generates the perfect music description for that specific video. So go back to Claude, paste it right below your script, and hit generate. Once Claude gives you the music description, come back to Freebeat AI. Paste the prompt here. Before you generate, make sure you select instrumental only. For the duration, you can go up to 4 minutes, but since we are just doing a demo here, I will go with 1 minute. Then, for the style, go back to Claude, copy the style tags, and paste them into the style field. Now, just hit generate. Listen to this. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now just download it, bring it into CapCut, and drop it onto the timeline. Just remember to lower the volume so it sits comfortably under the voiceover, like this. And now we can move on to the monetization strategy. But first, let's see the final result.
There is a dead woman in this painting, and the man standing next to her commissioned it after she was already gone. Look at her. She's smiling. She's holding his hand. She looks completely alive. But what if everything you see in this image, the pose, the candles, the room, even that bump under her dress was carefully staged by a grieving husband to rewrite history? This is the Arnolfini portrait, painted in 1434, and nobody, not a single art historian alive today, can fully explain what it actually is. To understand this painting, you first need to understand the man who made it, Jan van Eyck. He wasn't just a painter. He was a spy.
So here is the strategy they use. They make videos about these paintings, and while the viewer is watching, they start to fall in love with the painting without even realizing it. Why? Because now they understand the story, the hidden details, and what the artist was going through when they created it. And then comes the key moment. At the end of the video, right when that emotional connection is at its peak, they drop a small pitch, as you can see here.
If you'd like to have this painting in your home, you can now purchase it from our website.
That's it. And when you click that link, that same painting you just spent 9 minutes falling in love with is right there, available as a high-quality phone case, art print, or even framed canvas. But wait until you see the prices, because this is what makes me sick. A simple phone case, just a phone case, is priced at $42. And look at this, people are buying it and they love it. And if we go to the reviews section, you can see hundreds of 5-star reviews from people genuinely happy to buy this stuff. And that's not even the most expensive thing in the store. Some canvases go up to $199 for a painting image that they downloaded from Wikimedia for free. Now let's do the math real quick. Let's say this creator is only converting just 0.1% of their audience, which is 800 people a month, to buy a $42 phone case. That sounds like nothing, right? That's over $33,000 a month from one painting. I've actually broken down this strategy inside my community, where I covered an additional 6 income streams you can make money from even with a small audience. But for now, let me show you how to build the exact same thing for completely free. Go to Canva, which is completely free, and create a new design. Click on Elements and scroll down until you see mockups, then click on it. In the search bar, type something like iPhone case. A lot of templates will pop up. I think this one is great. Just resize it to fit the whole page. Now, all you have to do is upload your painting image and replace the existing design with it. You can also adjust its position on the mockup like this. Then just download it to your computer. And now we have completed the first half of the work in seconds. Next, go to Redbubble, also completely free, and launch your store there. Upload your design, set your price, and copy your store link. Then just put the store link in the description of every video you post. And that's the whole thing. Get people to watch the video first, get them to fall in love with the painting, and then they will naturally buy the product. That's it. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and tell me what you think in the comments. And if you want more niche breakdowns like this, check this video where I copied a channel making $12,000 per month.